Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. Absolute pleasure to have you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies with us today. And yes, I had yesterday off. At the end of the day, I just wasn't feeling the vibe for reading yesterday, so and things were a little bit rushed, so the boys just said, take the day off, and I did. So thank you. That was absolutely lovely. Okay, however, having taken yesterday off, goodness me, I've got a lot to catch up on. A lot of it came in overnight. First of all, I missed the solstice, the 22nd. So happy solstice for all those that celebrate. No, I wasn't dancing naked by the by the midnight moon, but yes, it was. It's always a lovely time of year, as in this part of the world we're moving into summer. Okay, Granny is doing good. Still in hospital. Her CT scan came back clear, so that's fabulous news. What's happening is they're going to switch her from the IV antibiotics onto the oral antibiotics and keep her in hospital for 36 to 48 hours, which is fabulous, because what's been happening in the past is they've been switching her from the IV to the oral and sending her home straight away as soon as she's finished the IV, and then she goes downhill from there on the oral antibiotics. So they're trying different antibiotics, and they are going to keep her into watch the progress, just to make sure they work before they send her home. And another bone marrow biopsy tomorrow before she meets with the big specialist on Friday. So thank you for all your love. She really appreciates it, and she knows she's got this massive community around the world barracking her on. So thank you so much. Okay, well, where do I start? First of all, Eminem has endorsed Harris. Yay! Go Harris Walsh. Speaking of Harris Walsh, what I might actually start with, I've got such a list of things, Montana. So let's have a look. So Montana, a Republican-led state. Apparently, the overseas electronic online ballots went out to the military personnel and US Montana citizens living overseas. Oh dear, how... apparently, Harris wasn't even on the ballot. So what happened is numerous residents that were overseas contacted the Montana Electoral Authority and the Secretary of State's office and basically said, excuse me. So the absentee online system was taken down, Harris Walsh was added and put back up again. But what really was flummoxing me when I looked at it, not only did they leave Harris Walsh off, they had RFK on there as an independent. I mean, how hard is it to check these things? So the big question is that I have been asked as I'm poker shuffling away here, was it deliberate, and will it affect the result? Was this a deliberate act by the Montana Secretary of State's office or whomever sends out these, sets up this system? I mean, it's not hard. Apparently, down ballot was all correct. It was just the very, very top dog. So one would have thought that would have been the first port of call for checking before you went live. Press the go live button. But let's have a look. Was it deliberate? I know I could grab pendulum for this, but I'm just going to use some cards. Do apologise if I mess up the light occasionally. I am trying to get it set, but this is not my natural environment. But let's have a look. Was it deliberate by the Montana Republican government to leave Harris Walsh? I'm feeling actually yes. It was almost like a you test the waters. Other states are putting, because Montana's only doesn't get a lot of publicity. It was almost, I'm getting a feeling that other major Republican states, ones that are really crucial as swing states, had put Montana up to it to say you test the waters. But okay, come on down. Let's see if it'll get picked up type thing. Okay. Well, If you want me to ask, there it is. Contracts, agreements, the fading misogyny, trying to force their will onto the rise of the compassionate, empathic energy. But yeah, it's some sort of contract and agreement by the fading elements, and it's a big yes card. So I'm going to say yes. Yeah, an offer was made. Yeah, okay, we'll do it. So that was the challenge. The offer was made and accepted with these two cards. The Montana government, yeah, okay, we'll give it a go for you, type thing. At the bottom, it failed spectacularly. So the foundation of the energy that they're sitting in, not only did it fail, but it's also, this is very much a card about they will try anything. They are attempting many different facets to overcome the rise of the Harris-Walsh Democratic energy. So you'll notice here it's an immature energy, and they're all fighting each other. So it's not us versus them. It's not anyone defending. This is you try this tactic and you try that tactic, and we'll see what works type energy. In the past, actions having consequences, but also justice, rebalancing. So it is in the past. So what's happened is that as soon as it was pointed out, the site was taken down, amended, put back up again. So, it didn't work. But I'm also wondering how many people voted prior to having, I suspect anyone that wanted to vote Harris-Walsh wouldn't have voted and would have noticed, but I do wonder how many people actually put their votes in, perhaps only voting the down ballot votes rather than the actual presidential vote, who wanted to support Democrats, so they had resubmitted, because what's happened is the Secretary of State's office have put out it's in regards to those that are overseas, put out a statement saying, those that complained have been notified that it's been fixed. But what about everybody who already had voted? Did they then get a chance to have another go at voting? I'm not sure. It doesn't tell me. Okay, this particular plot was foiled. So this particular attempt was stopped because of diligent voters. Oh, goodness me, it's a bit sad when the voters have to be the one to call out. Okay, the immediate future, I'm asking, did Montana do it deliberately? This is my be careful what you wish for. It's also cups, so it can be emotion, but it's also about contracts and agreements for me as well. It's almost what I'm getting is, okay, this one didn't work, let's try the next one. Not so much for Montana, but I'm getting a real vibe that this is for the greater number of states. This one didn't work. Now he's down in this low rafter. What have I got there? Low ceilings, rat on the rafter overlooking, dim light, an offer, making a presentation here, actually literally just below the rat. But it's almost like, okay, well, that one didn't work. What else have we got up our sleeves? Externally, we've got the power of women, the female power. Now, if you're in any states, Oklahoma just apparently recently purged 20% of their voter registration. Oh, goodness me. Texas purged, I think, over 1 million with no attempt to contact the people to let them know. Please, 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 please check your voter registration either via vote.org or vote.gov. Please do so and check that your registration matches your ID. If you get to the voting booth, and let everybody you know this, let them know this. Or even random strangers who are standing in line around you as you go to vote, let them know that if they find that they're not registered in a lot of states, they can show their ID and ask for a provisional vote. If you do check that you're registered, take a screenshot of it so that's dated so that you can show them that on this date, yes, you were registered. They are so fearful about the female vote, the rise of the female, the rise of the compassionate, empathic community energy. And that's one reason why the GOP Congress we're desperately trying to get the proof of citizenship bill attached to, I know it had a specific name, attached to the budget, because when you think about it, if you have to bring along a birth certificate to prove who you are and that it's supposed to match your ID, who are the majority of people whose birth certificate is not going to match their ID? Married women. A lot of women keep their maiden name, but a lot don't. So you then have to try and find your marriage certificate as well. And is your marriage certificate going to be enough? It's just, okay. Could also be a playbook from Putin, but anyhow, internally, immature messaging or just a message coming forward internally. Okay, we gave this a go. Hopes and fears, the Ace of Pentacles. New protections coming forward. It's a hope. A fear from some is that new protections are coming forward. I mean, the federal government is watching all this and putting action into play. You'll notice that, is it Elias, who is a major voting rights lawyer, is bringing forward a lot of cases against several states at the moment. But we have here the Wheel of Fortune. First of all, karma coming and biting him on the bum, but also the wheel is turning. The wheel cannot be stopped from turning. It is time. It is time. Defend your voice. Independent women. And the Ten of Wands. It's going to be an uphill slog. Just be aware it's going to be an uphill slog. And there will be more unexpected incidences that come out, but they will be widely reported. So keep your ear open, is all I can say. Keep your ears open, be aware, be informed. Okay, so actually I'll just keep you down there and I'll just shuffle down here. So did this whoops, wasn't a whoops. It's almost like Montana, the Montana government said, we'll take this one for the team and give it a go in regards to overseas. The overseas vote failed. Okay, what else have they got up their sleeves? But I'll just ask, will this, because what was it? The online voting was up for about 3 days or something before it was taken down. Show me, will this will this affect, they're saying to stop shuffling, will it affect the outcome for Montana? The Fool, new start. Could have been foolishness and they got caught out. Let's see where it goes. Ten of Pentacles, end of a cycle, legacy, but also oligarchical money. Okay, thank you. Right, foolishness, being challenged by the end of a protection cycle. So an end of a cycle where there is more protections. Oh, look at this on the bottom. The abuse of power, the win at any cost, the steal, the attempt to steal. Will it affect? The challenge is the volume of votes, is what I'm getting here as well. Pentacles, they're looking like votes to me. So the challenge to this foolishness is the number of people that will vote. Okay, the star at the foundations. I did ask whether it'll affect the Montana outcome. The best of democracy is there at the bottom. in the past trying to prevent people from voting with that Five of Pentacles, trying to keep certain elements out in the cold, crowning this reading, standing up and expressing your right to vote. I'm reading Pentacles in this as the actual ballot. Hope I don't get in trouble for saying voting too much. Yeah, there were a lot of headlines. The word got out in regards to this fairly quickly. The word got out really quickly and judgment was made, and there was a collective awakening in regards to this. So I'm hoping that anybody overseas and from the US, from the state of Montana, contacted the electoral office if they had already voted and demanded the right to submit their presidential vote. Internally, it was an attempt to restrict the message that people wanted to send, hopes and fears, bringing about an ending. Okay, so the Secretary of State's office has issued an apology and a new statement. Somebody might find their head might roll in regards to this. The swords are poised. The swords are poised to drop, so there might be legal action taken about over this. Here we have outcome, the mercenary actions, sowing chaos has been seen and heard, and there was some sort of agreement there. Volatile information is going to come forward about this agreement. There was an agreement that was made somewhere along the way to cause this, and they've had to let it go, surrender their positioning on this and let it go because new boundaries have been put in place. It got picked up and new boundaries were put in place. I'm just seeing what's coming up next. Oh, what was the next one after that? Okay, I'm going to keep going because we've got a difficult burden that they were trying to carry uphill. It's almost like it didn't work. It came to an end. The light has been shone on the snake in the path about this. There's going to be it's whoever was involved in this agreement. There's an agreement there that's going to be revealed about about trashing on the rocks the overseas vote. We've got strengths and we've got a prosecution here. Do not be surprised if information comes out, because if I keep going, we've got the Queen of Wands, an inspirational message brought forward by a whistleblower. So it might be a younger female whistleblower about an agreement with Trump there that they're going to have to defend themselves against as secrets come to the surface and be revealed about protecting the vote. It's going to be a surprise, and here we've got this card again about the agreement. And then we've got the Sword of Truth, and we've got some jail time for some certain people with dark money behind the scenes, bringing about a lot of anxiety. The cards just keep going. The cards just keep going. On the base, we had the Five of Swords, the Seven of Swords, attempt to steal, and we have the DOJ. Money exchange hands in regards to this in exchange for the offer to do so. Why does nothing surprise me? Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. Yes, I am going to say that the State Secretary's Office of Montana did this entertainment only, allegedly, did this deliberately on behalf of other states who said, "Oh, you give it a go," or can you do this for us to see whether it'll work, whether you can get away with it? I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say that there's going to be some legal action because there's going to be evidence that it was done deliberately, and that somebody was paid for it, and it's going to bring about an ending for them. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, glad it was stopped. Keep an eye out. There is going to be more. I've been saying for, gosh, 6 months or more to buckle up. It's going to get wild. Okay, love to you all. Take care. Bye bye.